Well, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, President Biden confirming about a half hour ago that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, coupled with Merck helping to produce it, will ensure enough vaccine for every adult in America to have one by the end of May. That's 2 months away. Here at home, people 50 and older in 3 of Providence's hardest hit zip codes are now eligible for the COVID vaccine. Today, the Department of Health also announced the state will receive a slight boost in the Pfizer vaccine, going from 12,800 doses to over 14,000. 12 News reporter Anita Buffoni spoke to one man who's frustrated, though, that other cities and towns aren't also expanding eligibility. She joins us now with the details.
Well, the clinics in Providence that are expanding eligibility are run by the city, not the mass vaccination sites. This move aims at vaccinating residents in communities that have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. If you are 50 and older and live in the 02907, 02908, or 02909 zip codes in Providence, you are now eligible to get a COVID-19 vaccine at clinics run by the city. Those selected zip codes include neighborhoods such as Olneyville, Manton, West End, and Elmhurst. This is part of the Rhode Island Department of Health's plan to focus on vaccinating hard-hit zip codes.
That is the right approach, but I think you do have to try and include everybody.
That's 55-year-old Chris Fornudo of Coventry. He's frustrated vaccine eligibility hasn't been expanded across the board.
We obviously have lower transmission where we are in Coventry, but you just kind of feel like you're getting skipped over.
Providence City Council President, who represents some of those hard-hit communities, said in a statement, ensuring that those in our hardest hit and most densely populated communities get access to the vaccine is a vital component for Providence to getting back to a somewhat normal life. Eligibility remains at 65 and older for other parts of Providence and at the 2 state-run mass vaccination clinics. Roughly 1,200 doses of Moderna's vaccine are being sent to Providence-run clinics. Rhode Island is expecting its first shipment of approximately 9,000 Johnson & Johnson vaccine doses this week, but the Department of Health has not said which clinics they will be distributed to. And Providence joins Central Falls, the hardest hit community in Rhode Island, in expanding eligibility ahead of the state. Important to note, you need an appointment to get a vaccine. No walk-ups will be allowed. I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.
Today, we learned Rhode Island will be getting more doses of the Pfizer vaccine in its next weekly shipment, and the state's vaccine subcommittee is expected to vote tomorrow on approving the Johnson & Johnson shot for use. Meanwhile, Providence is allowing younger people in some city neighborhoods to get their shots. 12 News reporter Anita Buffoni continues our team coverage.
Vaccine eligibility for Providence residents 50 and older have been expanded in neighborhoods including Manton, Elmhurst, Olneyville, and the West End. But eligibility remains at 65 and older for other parts of Providence and at the 2 mass vaccination sites. The clinics that are expanding eligibility to Providence residents 50 and older are run by the city, not the mass vaccination sites. City leaders say the move aims at vaccinating residents in communities that have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. It includes zip codes 02907, 02908, and 02909. Mayor Jorge Alorza said Providence is making every effort to administer vaccines equitably and efficiently, and this next step allows us to more directly reach our most vulnerable residents as quickly as possible. But some Rhode Islanders who live outside the capital city want eligibility to be expanded across the board. Like 55-year-old Chris Fornudo of Coventry, he believes vaccinating hardest hit communities is the right approach, but the age eligibility should be expanded statewide.
The more vaccine that comes into the state, the better chances everyone's going to have. But, it just should be, even a little bit more equitable when it comes to age.
This is part of the Rhode Island Department of Health's plan to focus on vaccinating hard-hit zip codes. Providence joined Central Falls, which is the hardest-hit community in Rhode Island, to expand eligibility ahead of the state. Now, roughly 1,200 of Moderna's vaccine are being sent to Providence-run clinics. The first shipment of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine are expected to arrive in Rhode Island later this week, but the Department of Health has not said which clinics they will be distributed to. I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.